good for us to also remember. It's always so inspiring. But I'm sure someone else will also pick up, and I think we'll also pick up some things again that,
Exactly.
you know,
Exactly. That's my point. But
yeah,
we don't know what might happen in this call. So I'm
exactly.
just open to that.
So yeah, you were saying, sorry, I
I
interrupted.
seem like it was just a year back, but then already seemed like, oh my God, that happened, and that was, it was long time back, and it was so easy, and I just can't imagine. At that time, everything that I told you seemed so difficult, kind of impossible. In
Hmm.
my head, it was like I tried everything, but these things weren't happening.
Yeah.
But somehow, yeah, it was like I was hesitant to show even desire that I have these desires. But once I was like, even I was clear, yes, I do want this, and then it just happened.
It was so amazing. I remember so when you reached out to me in some way or the other, you were like, okay, I'm ready for many things. I want to manifest many things. And then you had written like a proper document. I think you
Yes,
forgot about this because I posted it.
I completely forgot about it. That and to in my head, it's like कि ठीक है मैंने बताया होगा ये सब चीजें चाहिए, but it must be long time back. I wasn't like it happened and we discussed all this in June, and
Yeah.
it all got manifested right. I think from even the salary that I wanted to manifest. I don't remember now when it happened, but it was also like within 6 months that also happened.
It's so
To me it was
crazy.
like yes I wanted this, but I didn't know कि the best part was I didn't know कि ये एक महीने पहले ही मैंने declare किया था कि I want all this. That was the best thing.
Yeah. And I think that's amazing. Like the shifts that happen in your mind, in your vibration, or like it was so quick. And that's another thing I think it's a really nice thing to that reaffirms that it's not about the time. It doesn't matter
Hmm.
how big your
Yeah.
dream is. It doesn't mean that okay, if I have this income ka goal or I have to go Europe, which is a big thing for many people. For a lot of us, it's like going to Europe is a big
So I tell you not just big thing from my CIM teaching from past now, almost I don't know 18 years or something. Okay, so I am teaching like not 18 but 15 years. Okay, let's say 12, 15 years. But to for my whole life, I was at maximum 1 lakh, 1,20,000. 1 lakh was very easy for me throughout. So it's not
Hmm.
like I'm earning 1 lakh per month like now. It was easy for me and I was doing it. But to cross that barrier was a thing. So that didn't happen for, 12,
years.
12
Yeah.
years. And that
Yeah.
happened in that 2, 3 months.
Isn't that crazy? Like that
But
shift happens fast.
if
Yeah.
you'll ask me how, that I don't know how. Ask me
But
how of it. Did I do something? Did I do so much
yeah,
hard work? Did I do put some money and invested into something? Nothing.
it was a change in your vibration, right?
Majorly, it resulted in two vibration shift for me.
Hmm.
One was that um, I deserve the luxury that I want, that I deserve it, and the people who match my vibrations, I will, automatically
And
align with
then,
them. I don't need to struggle with it,
yeah.
and I don't need to stay with the people that don't match with my vibration just in the fear that I will lose some small amount of money.
Hmm.
So that was one major shift. Another major shift, it's just I'll tell you, but there were two major shifts. This was
Yeah.
one of the major shifts that I deserve this luxury, and I
Hmm.
don't need any external validation.
Yeah. That's a
That
big
was
one.
a big
That's a
one.
big
Then
one.
I didn't. After that, I stopped thinking about that. Okay, I need to do this. I need to do this. I need to prove
Yeah.
myself. That
Yeah.
thing
Yeah.
shifted.
So in terms of action, like that thing went away. Ki, "Acha, I have to do so many things to
Hmm.
make this much money. I have to like go through, I don't know, I have to like
Even mentally.
mentally, yeah. I have to do so many affirmations. I have to do something like that. It was just kind of such a simple shift. So if so anyway, I would like to still start this video by if someone watches now. So here is Neha, and she is someone who is an amazing manifester who I met
Hmm.
in one of the manifestation workshops, and she manifested the love of her life and amazing things and great experiences in her life. And we got in touch last year around June. where Neha was like, I have some things I really want to manifest, and I want to just have one-on-one conversations and these sessions where we can shift those vibrations. And now that we look back last year, within 6 months, she manifested everything with so much ease, with the salary that she desired, a dream Europe trip. That was also something, that was also a big thing. I remember that, we wanted that and we discussed a lot about it also. And now I think you look happy, you're glowing yourself. I remember the first conversation that you had also, the energy was a little bit like heavier that okay, I have these things that I want to manifest and it's not happening. And now it's just like, glowing and so happy. How are you, Neha? How's life?
I having fun. So that
Nice.
from that time to this time, it was all fun, and I didn't know how all of that happened. There was
Yeah.
so much confusion back then, and there's so much like ये चाहिए पर कैसे होगा.
Yeah.
All of that was there, but even the small things that I have written that relationship with my in-laws, so it has now shifted, and it is at more comfortable space now. Also, I've written, I was telling you that Rishabh is not in that nature that he plans stuff
Yeah.
for me. But after that, I don't know how that he plans so many things randomly. He's sending him flowers on them. He is not that kind of person. But I don't know how he. I never put. So I'm also not that kind of person that put desire in front of people. Okay, do this for
Hmm.
me, do that for me.
Hmm. Hmm.
But
Hmm.
that automatically happens.
Of course, and that's so magical, like everything that you've written down. So, for those who are watching, Neha had written, I had asked, I think before the session, okay, what are your intentions? I thought you have one or two things. I said, send me a voice note or send me a message and everything. And you wrote a proper document with like these points I want to manifest, like I have all these things. But the major focus I remember back then was salary and your business and growing that.
Yes, yes.
That was like the priority kind of. And
That
then
was
everything.
because that will impact my daily life,
Yeah,
not the
yeah.
any other thing, but the and one vibration that you focused on kind of why you wanted to have that much money. Is it because
Mm-hmm.
just because the other people have it, or you have certain uh, thing associated with it that this kind of money is earned by that kind of people, or you really want it? Like what kind of
Mm-hmm.
feelings you wanted to have? So
Yeah,
that was the main thing, that why do I want this much salary? What are the feelings that I want to
mm-hmm.
have?
Yeah,
And then feeling I already have that. So that is when exactly the feeling that I wanted to have with that kind of money. I'm having that ease and everything in life. It's at so much ease now.
that's so nice. That's so nice. I remember because there was these conversations that when we talked about why this income goal, what does it mean? What are the feelings behind it? Then you were like, right now we're just life is okay. We're getting by and things are fine, but we don't have space for like swimming classes. I remember you used to say that I want to go for swimming, and I feel like I can avoid it. Like that's another expense that I can just avoid and everything. And then we stepped into those things, or there was also something like a small stories like small instances like instead of having this data pack, that data pack would be more like it's just small things that we were playing with, and that's so nice
Yeah.
to right come to from that big income goal to make it more personal. Okay, what in my daily life, how would that affect, and what do I really want? I want to be able to spend on those things that make me feel good and make me feel abundant and make my life
So,
easier.
now when you're saying now, I can see uh, how those things are shifted. That I still think how I'm feeling about that money. Like, do
Mhm.
I really desire to do that activity? Then I do it. It's not like that money is stopping me. So it's not
Mhm.
like that. So swimming, I'm still continuing swimming. I do swimming now, and I chose like a swimming pool, which is like covered so that even if
Yeah,
it rain, I can go, and it's just all weather pool. Even if it is like winters, I can go.
yeah. Wow.
So that is the thing. After I can see small shifts. Earlier, I used to see, okay, I should spend this much only. But now I
Hmm.
feel, do I want to spend? I spend.
That's
That,
abundance, right? That is
yeah,
abundance right there. You don't have to
yeah.
think so much about it. And then money shows up, and the clients show up, and the people who are a match to it show up.
And money shows up. That's the funny part. Money shows up. And I earlier, how can that happen? But money shows up. Right now, I just applied for an IPO. I got that IPO, and it was like 14,000 rupees, and the money got doubled the next day. No, no, you applied
Wow.
it, and you it just doubled next day. And if you need money, it shows up, and if
It
you
shows
have
up.
desire, it shows up.
Yeah.
Earlier, that wasn't there in my head, but it
Hmm.
shows up. And it was like, you save and spend carefully so that
Hmm.
you have that for your bad days, and
Yeah.
so that was there.
And that's a scarcity mindset that even I was thinking about recently, that I feel like collectively we believe in scarcity somewhere. Okay? We have to save and we have to be very judicious with the money we have. We have to think a lot about it. Is it worth it or not? And if we that's a belief in scarcity, and then you can have a belief in abundance that money will show up. Like,
But
whatever you
that's
desire.
magical. It just you put the desire, I truly want this, I want that feeling of happiness associated with it happens. For example, my friend was asking, we were planning to buy a car. So my friend was asking like, which car do you want? Yeah, मन तो पोशाक का है, like Skoda पोशाक, but I guess that's like little bit costly. We'll go for Nexon.
Yeah.
And he's like, क्यों तुझे पोशाक लेनी है तो पोशाक ले. Like at least both to say he's also into
Yeah.
LO, and he said at least why you are
Uh,
saying next one. So now you won't believe in July if anyone else also want to buy it, So they are giving major discounts. So Skoda is giving
wow.
major discounts because government has changed some norms, and
Okay.
they have some phase 2023 manufactured only. But there is
Okay.
some phase one cars with some regulation changes out of which
Yeah.
they need to
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah.
so they are giving massive discounts. They are giving like massive discounts, and we are like buying Pushak or a better car.
That is something better. That, oh my God, Neha, you have totally embodied abundance. Like, really, I love that so much. This is so, so amazing because all these conversations now it's coming back to me, like what we used to talk about, okay,
But they still, as you're saying, na, there is a scarcity mindset still. But
hmm,
this naturally happens somehow. Some vibrations are
yeah,
shifting, but
yeah,
that are still in shift. I can't say, oh, I'm completely,
totally, yeah,
yes, I'm still into that transforming process. It's
yeah,
not
yeah,
completely happened. I still think, but there are some days where I think, no, I want to have this. This is fun. Let's do it. But there
yeah,
are days when I am still into that mindset.
yeah.
So that's why I was telling my friend, now पैसे में तो लग रहा है नेक्सॉन ही आएगी, but if I wanted, I would buy the
Go for
shark.
that. And I think that's just a leveling up, no? Like you kind of leveled up from where you were before to where you are. And I think desires are always continuing. There are going to be bigger things, they're going to be more expensive things, more premium things, more luxury things. There's no end to that, and more ambitious things we could say.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just about expanding that belief कि अच्छा ठीक है, I can upgrade from no swimming classes to swimming classes in the weatherproof place, and I can also upgrade from this car to that car. And then maybe in the future, it's like, okay, what kind of house or what kind of vacations or what kind of, like, it just keeps getting bigger and bigger. What kind of
अगर मैं
desire?
लॉजिकल होके जाऊँ ना, these things would never be possible. If you
Yeah.
consider we are Banya family, Banyas
Yeah.
are like known for their saving.
Saving, yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
if I go by logical, I'll think, yeah, Rishabh की family कभी नहीं मानेगी for this car. They're like,
Yeah.
Skoda is like, this is high, their maintenance is high, and they already, they have CR, Maruti CR, and they
Hmm.
only go for Maruti and Tata kind of brand. If I'll start thinking
Yeah.
logically, it will never
Yeah.
happen. But
It
more
won't
than me
happen.
now, Rishabh wants, and he is liking this car, and he wants this
Nice.
car.
That is so nice. So, can you also talk about that thing that the major shift that was that I deserve this abundance, I deserve this luxury. I think that is also a big thing about having your own worthiness because,
I just shifted. I mean, when you said, I never thought in that way. अच्छा ऐसे भी सोच सकते हैं.
hmm,
You already have that abundance. Maybe why you really want. If you want, you do it. Money will
hmm,
show up.
yeah,
So that was it. I never showed in my. I was like कि नहीं बचाना ही है. बचाना ही
hmm,
पड़ेगा.
hmm,
मतलब वो चीज तो बात की है, कुछ हो गया तो कुछ हो गया, दैट फियर बेस्ड थिंग,
yeah,
व्हाट विल हैपन. और फालतू का, यू already assume so many things, pregnancy में I won't be working so I need to save money. मतलब
yeah,
पहले से ही वो सिचुएशन खुद क्रिएट करके, you want to just hoard the money and not enjoy the present.
exactly, exactly. And you're preparing for the like a bad case scenario anyway. Like you're mentally starting to prepare, कि हाँ, this will happen, and something bad can happen. And I feel like that thing is important to have that kind of worthiness. Ki nahi, money is available at all levels for everyone, and it's just about how open we are. Because if we are saying no, 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 I can't spend now, I can't spend now because I have to save, I have to hold. money won't come, like, because you're like you are and you're stopping it from coming. Money is ready to come. And
Mhm.
so when you're like, no, I appreciate this moment, I appreciate myself, I appreciate these kind of clothes, these kind of experiences, then money will show up.
It
And
is
like,
showing up in every way. I don't think so there's a single thing that I kind of thinking कि ये मैं इस दिन के लिए ले लूंगी मतलब it's
yeah,
not happening that kind of मतलब that kind of mindset is shifting. I can see it's still a
and
process I would say, but
yeah,
it
yeah,
is
but
shifting.
it's massive shift from last year. I think this is almost exactly 1 year.
Yeah,
Like last year, we were
it
talking about
feels
this
like we are
time.
celebrating its anniversary.
Actually,
No,
happy
it was
anniversary to
that
us.
big. It was so Sanjula. It was big for me. I don't. I still won't say it wasn't big. The
Hmm.
kind of thing that happened. This will give me happiness for my lifetime. So
Mhm.
because uh, that all those things that happened, they weren't happening in my head for like years. So even
Hmm.
मेरे को वो possibility भी नहीं दिख रही थी जो कि इतना easily हो गई है. I would
Hmm.
still say कि that happened very easily. I didn't do anything for it, but
Hmm.
I would still say they were big.
Yeah. Yeah, that is a huge thing, and I think money is such an important thing because it affects our day-to-day life. It affects our everything, like whatever decisions we are making. So if we can shift to that abundance mindset, then it's just about like having a little bit trust also. Ki, nahi, I can trust in money. I can trust in myself. I can trust in my desires. I can trust in my worthiness. I can trust in the universe, and then it starts showing up. It starts showing up. Yes, yes, you
Yeah,
deserve it.
that's what you're saying. Trust that has
Yeah.
developed in everyone
Mm.
around us, even by that, even in my in-laws, in the shipping, in my parents. That overall, that trust has
That's so nice.
leveled up.
And I think another thing now that I remember is what we talked also about. That was like one technical part about, okay, your work, that okay, you were shifting from live classes to online classes. And that was a sort of a belief jump that had to happen. Ki nahi, some people might not accept
Mm,
doing online
mm,
classes and everything.
mm,
And we talked a lot about, because you only told me so many experiences where people value your
mm,
skills so much,
mm.
and then we had to just put that on the front that wait, you are so
Yes.
good at what you do. You're adding so much value to people's lives. So of course you deserve it. So the right clients will come to you and will
Mm,
appreciate you exactly where you are. And I think that was another thing to just remind yourself, okay, now I'm really, really good at what I do, and
mm,
I'll find the
mm,
right clients,
mm.
right?
And it happened. कुछ मेजर शिफ्ट कुछ भी नहीं हुआ ज्यादा मतलब इतना बड़ा ज्यादा कुछ नहीं हुआ सब कैसे हो गया मुझे नहीं पता but that happened. The major part I didn't do anything. Even in Europe, in the Europe with that plan, Rishabh did everything. Kind of, matlab, he came up with the idea. I just said yes, yes, yes. So when he came up with the idea, yes, let's go. So it's like I said yes, that's it.
That's
Even
so
for the client,
nice.
they keep coming and I said yes, yes. Okay,
Wow,
this is the fees that I want to charge, and then okay,
that's
it
it.
happened. And कुछ
That's
major उससे ऐसा भी नहीं हुआ कि मेरा workload बढ़ा या कुछ नहीं हुआ मतलब it's just money that has changed and nothing else.
how nice is this? I love this vibration. I love this conversation because I think that's another misconception, even in the manifestation law of attraction world, that people feel like they have to sit down and write affirmations the whole day, have to meditate the whole day, have to do so much in
I
shifting
didn't
my
do any of
vibration.
it. I didn't do any of it. But that desire and that shift was there. It wasn't like
Yeah.
it that that majorly the sessions that we did that shifted the vibration in a way that I was at ease already.
Mm.
Okay, this is the one more way I can think and approach the things. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's it. Like anywhere we are manifesting things as per what we are expecting, what we're feeling, and what our vibration is. So we don't have to go around, first of all, taking too many drastic actions to make sure that result comes. We don't have to work so hard at meditation and affirmations and everything. If that helps someone to feel, have that shift, feel good, and play with those feelings, then yes. But it's not like a homework. Yeah, so now you have to,
Yes,
finish assignment of like so many affirmations and things like that. It was
yes,
just in a conversation, you can start having a different perspective.
exactly. So sometimes there are days when you feel nice, you want to have candles lit up, you want your journal to be there, you
Yeah,
want to write. So that
yeah.
happens with me also, but it's not like this for these particular things. Otherwise, also that happened so far, I never had time to do any of it.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
it just happened. I didn't even realize, okay, it happened so soon. So it was
exactly.
all vibration shift.
Yeah,
Majorly that trusting and removing that resistance and changing
hmm,
that mindset. Because
Yeah.
earlier, even when one of the clients, I must have shared this with you, even
Mhm.
when one of the clients leaves, it used to pause me somebody,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
now this is gone, what will happen?
Mm-hmm.
Even in the terms of my worthiness, okay, he is leaving, maybe I am not that good, or
Mm-hmm.
even in terms of money, okay, I'm losing that much more. Though. So that has
That is okay. But
now
again,
I'm like, hey, abhi koi client ja raha hai. I think, okay, maybe this is the time where universe wants me to enjoy, have some free time, have fun, and this happened naturally. So last week, not last week, maybe a month back, we had some wedding in Jaipur. Okay, so that was the
I saw
time where I.
photos. I saw some photos. You're looking beautiful.
So we had to. I need to have some free time, and kind of before that, I was having a lot of classes and everything. So in my mind, it was like, hey, maybe it
Hmm.
will automatically happen. I will have free time. So that was the time when some student is traveling or something. I had my time for wedding.
Yeah.
It wasn't like I had to cancel so many classes or do something else. That didn't happen.
Everything worked out perfectly. And can we also talk about the Europe trip? Because I remember, I think it was either in the first or the second session, but I think one of the earlier sessions we talked about Europe trip and why you wanted. So again, the thing was why? Why do you want to go? And there was a big part of it. Okay, ultimately we came down to you just want to have a good time with Rishabh as the two of you going somewhere and
Uh,
having a free feeling, that feeling of freedom, feeling of exploring a new
exactly.
place. And then we decided that, not decided, we came to the conclusion that it's not even about Europe, it's about that.
Exactly, exactly. It wasn't about that, and I think it must not be even in document. It must be just desire कि ऐसा लगता है मुझे ये भी कर पाऊँ मैं. But
Yeah.
उसके बाद ही साथ साथ इतने सारे वो आ जाते हैं. उससे ही opposite thinking आ जाती है कि मतलब ये होगा तो pregnancy नहीं होगी, ये होगा तो वो हो जाएगा.
Hmm.
But we
Hmm.
came down to conclusion that what I really wanted,
Yeah.
that it is just some good time with Rishabh and where we can go freely and have fun. That's it. And my Europe trip
Very
was
sweet
all
once
about that.
again.
It was all about freedom. And it was like, it's beautiful places. It was all and more that I can imagine.
Like, I think we said ultimately in our conversation, we were like, yeah, I could even go to India somewhere. Like, I could even go somewhere, like, that was the end of the conversation, like, conclusion. Ki, hi, it's not even about Europe. And then next few weeks later, when you text me, you're like, Sanjula, we're applying for visa. Can you give me some tips on visa? I was like, wow, that was so fast, so quick. Because there were so many things that you'd said, ki, ha, maybe Rishabh, maybe his parents might say this, like so many
Exactly.
things
But
were there.
that so majorly, it was like कि मुझे अभी बात करते हुए फिर से लग रहा है कि there is already assumed resistance इतने ज्यादा आ जाते हैं ना. Even before that, I was thinking to that extent कि उनके parents भी नहीं मानते. मतलब
Exactly.
now I can मतलब अभी भी मैं देख सकती हूँ ऐसे बहुत सारी चीजों में I already do this. I still do it कि पहले से ही वो assume चीजें जो नहीं है उनको भी
Hmm.
imagine कर लो. So I was already thinking that way कि ऋषभ के parents भी नहीं मानेंगे and they didn't even say anything. मतलब they were happy only. मतलब when we told them हाँ
Exactly.
जाओ. So that
And
is the major thing. I was doing the same thing in car now. I can recall कि पापा भी कभी नहीं मानने वाले इस गाड़ी के लिए तो.
yeah. And I think when we assume, we are already blocking it. Like when we are assuming, not even blocking, we're creating those circumstances. Ki ye to ho jayega. So that's why I won't be able to have it. Like now, as you said, the discount happening in the cars is something you can't think and can't plan. But if you would just open to the possibility, yeah, why not? Why
Yeah.
can't I just think about the car that I do like? And then, of course, the universe brings about something, and it's not our job. They always keep saying it's not our job to figure out how it will happen. And something
And
like this,
we are not extending our budget or doing something. It is within a comfortable range
yeah,
that we
yeah,
don't have to think much. So now we are
exactly.
thinking about its quality, not about the money that we have that money or not. So maybe we can go for a better thing if we get a better quality or something. But otherwise, we are not thinking that we cannot buy it.
Exactly.
So that
And
is
that
the thing.
also shows like the worthiness, where you appreciate good quality, and you're appreciating that, yeah, I would like something like this, which is higher in quality, which would I don't know, something that I will enjoy sitting in,
So
driving in,
yeah,
being
yeah,
in that
exactly.
car.
Again and again, I'm recalling this that worthiness part that that keep going. I mean, this is something that I feel that
Mm-hmm.
I can work on. Maybe work on is
Yeah,
not the right word, but maybe again and
just
again I think
just remind yourself. that
Yes,
yeah, I'm worthy of
I'm
it,
good.
I'm worthy. So can I ask, like, so suppose if someone's watching this, like, both in both cases, someone who's planning to go to Europe, like, because I know a lot of people who like who have these desires, like travel is also associated with a lot of money, of course, every time money is an important part of it. And then we kind of restrict ourselves and are like, oh, can't do that. That's a big thing and a big desire. So that's something that if you had to share with someone, not necessarily what you did, but what kind of mindset you would encourage them to be in, or what kind of, what would be your, looking back in your experience, what worked for you?
In fact,
So,
just one thing that as we are discussing, don't think of limitation. It just feel it, I want to have it. Don't create unnecessarily obstacle that I was doing कि ये नहीं मानेगा ऐसे नहीं होगा इस वजह से नहीं होगा अगर मैं and majorly this thing that if you will do this then your other important things will not happen majorly this that I can
hmm,
only do
hmm,
A but
yeah,
maybe A B C D and everything can happen you never know at least put that possibility I mean, there are schedules and everything
yeah,
is there, but at least put that possibility. Don't say unnecessarily that if you do this, that this won't happen. If B also has to happen, it can happen simultaneously. It's not like, I went for 15 days to Europe. It is not like that I left my job or my husband left my job or left his job. And it is not like, the other things there are other responsibilities land on that. There's nothing like that. So A, B, C,
yeah,
D, everything can happen simultaneously. You stick with what you want to feel about it, and you deserve it. You can have
exactly.
you. It will happen by unknown ways, but you should have that. I want to feel that.
And
That's
another
major.
now, so that's for that. And another, I know this also applies for money, but I really, really like your money vibration and your money mindset that you have. So if someone is looking to manifest, say, 1.5 lakhs rupees, or like not just 1.5, it's more about their own, next level that they want to expand to. So it could be for someone it's from 10 lakh to 20 lakh, but for someone it's from 20,000 to 30,000. What is, or from 2,000 to 5,000. So what would again be something that you would recommend?
The
How?
only thing that I would recommend that we shifted is worthiness. You know your own worthiness. You don't need external validation. You already have that. So that is the major thing
Hmm.
for money. That I mean, relax. You deserve it. It will happen, and you're worthy of it. You don't need to even what was happening before. Why I was restricted to 1 lakh because I never trusted my worthiness. So I would still keep the clients in the
Hmm.
fear. I was keep teaching. I will keep teaching them. At lower price, just in fear. If they will leave, what will happen? Will I get the another
Hmm.
client?
Hmm.
So I was teaching at a lower
Hmm.
price, which I never needed
Hmm.
to. So I'll tell you,
Yeah.
after that workshop, what happened. So I had a client, they are very rich, okay. And I was teaching that child from when she was in third, fourth grade, now she's in 10th grade, okay. So
Wow. Okay.
so it was that much years. Even then, I never, trusted myself so much. So when I increased their fees, so they were comfortable. It wasn't like that. They were not comfortable, but something happened that I was teaching them for 10 years, and then they said, now the child does not have that much time, and maybe we'll discontinue. So, but then even then, I never trusted. I never felt that there is something wrong with. They left. It's good. It's
Hmm.
beautiful. They were there for
Hmm.
10 years. I'm grateful for that relation,
Yeah.
but something better will come if they are
Yeah.
leaving. So that is the thing. Earlier, I will just keep sticking to those things
Holding on
and
to
reduce
them.
my price, or I'll
Yeah.
see. I would feel they stay. But
Hmm.
now it's
Hmm.
not. I welcome the good opportunity, the better opportunity. That is the thing.
And
That
that's,
might be you are doing something in fear कि आप खुद को ही रोक रहे हो
hmm. Hmm.
जैसे आप ही अभी अगर आपको बहुत जैसे इन मेरे केस में टाइम लिमिटेड है तो मैं अगर फियर बेस्ड जैसे पहले वर्क कर रही थी तो आई फिल माई स्लॉट विद
Yeah.
इवन द क्लाइंट दैट आर पेइंग लेस आई वुड फिल द स्लॉट के स्लॉट तो फिल होने चाहिए नहीं तो कैसे
Hmm.
मतलब हाउ विल आई अर्न
Hmm.
दैट
Yeah.
but now if the slots are free I enjoy and even only if I'm getting a certain amount then only I
Yeah.
take class so that is the thing
That is so nice. That is
so
so
in
nice
that way
because
I'm having more free time. I value my time, and I
Mm-hmm.
enjoy in that time. And if I'm taking
Mm-hmm.
class, I know that I this is what I am worthy of and I deserve.
Yeah.
So that is the
And
only shift that
I remember the conversations we had was about the fear of losing clients and the
happened.
fear of not
Yes.
having those kind of clients which are perfect, perfect for you, and letting go. And another thing was also, I remember when we were talking about expanding, the fear was that the load will become higher,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
And it's so interesting because you just mentioned now, okay, nothing necessarily has increased. Like, the load is not, it's just as good. And in fact, you're enjoying your time more. You're enjoying your spaces also. And if
Hmm.
someone goes also, you enjoy that. And it gets filled with nice experiences. So that is another
Yes.
misconception. Like you just said, nothing has changed, just the money has increased. It's just like the same amount of time, and in fact, maybe more presence in your life and more enjoyment about, where you
It
are.
is fluid. Now when I need time, I have time. When I want to take more classes, there are more classes. So it is so fluid.
Yeah. And I really, really love that because I think in 1 year, in not 1 year, it happened in 6 months, but I'm just thinking last year who you were and where you were, and now where you are. It's amazing. Like the shift that has happened, the transformation that has happened.
And
And
I'm really grateful to you. As I'm saying, these things didn't happen for 12 years. Okay, so they were big for me. It wasn't like they were not, and they happened so easy. And it is not like we didn't do anything, or it is like some affirmation or something we did. Actually, that mindset shifted. That there was some mindset shift that was needed. So that is
I'm so glad. Like I'm so glad, like, because it makes me feel so excited and affirms for me because I have a big belief that uh, manifesting is not a big job. It's not a big task. It's not. It's really just like our reality reflects how what we believe and what we are deciding for ourselves, and it's such a like an instant thing. Okay, no, I am not going to believe in this anymore. I'm going to decide for this thing now. I'm going to decide that I'm loved, I'm respected, I'm beautiful, I'm abundant. Like whatever we choose to shift to, decide to, and then reality reflects
And
that.
magic happened. Magic happened. I mean, I must have told you with my in-laws, I just get one feeling. I don't want to stay with them. I don't want to stay with them. That is the only thing. I don't want to have that feeling but I have that feeling. But you won't believe this time what happened. I am having. It was very hot here in Gurgaon, and
Yeah.
somehow I wanted to go to Jaipur at that time. I was thinking यार वहाँ पे मम्मी है तो मिलके मतलब घर का जो
Hmm.
किचन का थोड़ा बहुत काम होगा तो मिलके हो जाएगा एटलीस्ट इतना
Yeah.
बर्डन भी नहीं होगा. So I wanted to go there, and I think my mother-in-law will share work with me. So and she is same. It is not like she has changed, but that
Yeah.
kind of feeling that she can do, and she is so empathetic now. So I don't know how that has shifted. Now, if I am taking classes,
Hmm.
she doesn't allow me to go to kitchen. I have to literally force her कि नहीं नहीं it's okay, I'll do it, I'm fine. But if I have, this is the only feeling I wanted from her to have some empathy. If I
Hmm.
am doing work, then you realize कि अभी काम किया है, so
Yeah.
give me that space.
Yeah.
But now that is there, and again, it's not like I'm showering her with some gifts, I'm praising
Yeah.
her, and nothing.
You've done nothing.
And that was so evident. I shared it with Rishabh. I don't know how she has to. Every time I'm taking classes, she asks me, ठीक है तूने classes होंगी, so let me do
Yeah.
it.
Relax a bit. I love that so much because again it shows that we don't have to do anything, and that also shows like in our
This is magic.
it is magic in our fear, in our fear of whatever we're desiring, we try to think of how can we control it, and then we see we can't control it. I don't know how to change this person. I don't know how to change the clients. I don't know how to change these things, but it's not our job to
Mm,
do that. We can't
exactly.
do
But
this.
this is a reminder for myself. Again,
Yeah,
this is a reminder for myself. You don't need to do that.
you
People
don't
give
need
you
to.
your space.
Yeah. And so from that space that we are thinking, I'm currently here and I don't like this and I need to change those things and I have to figure this out and I have to figure a way out. I have to do these things and मतलब based on assumptions, based on past experiences, we think, oh, हमें ये सब करना होगा. But
Hmm.
actually, it's just that if we allow ourselves to release those stories and just dream about what you want, like think about the possibility of what you want, and like allow ourselves to think about the car you actually want, then it expands us to a new realm of possibilities where the solutions come in different ways that we had not seen and we couldn't have imagined. And that's what
That
we
is
call
the problem,
magic.
as you are saying, we always see from past experience. We desire, we declare our worthiness based on the past thing. अच्छा अभी
Yeah,
इतना हुआ है तो यही हो सकता है. So
yeah,
we don't even think of the possibilities
yeah.
that are
And
already
that's
there.
that are already there, and it'll be fun to discover. Like it's okay if you don't know all the answers. It's okay if you don't know how it will come. Like it's always fun to then be like, oh, okay, this can come in this way, and this client can come to that, and I didn't have to do anything. And that's where the magic, the fun happens. Like you don't want to micromanage everything. Yeah.
Yeah,
So like
that is the best thing.
like it's magic. Like things just happen, and people just come, and people just change. Like sometimes I
Ah, the
also,
actually, and I'm talking. This is I didn't realize it that when I'm talking, then I didn't do anything for her to change, and she changed.
that's a big thing because I think these relationships are very important to us. Like
Very important.
people who are very close to us, like it can be our in-laws, it can be our parents, our our partner, like those relationships with we are going to spend our life with those people, and we want those relationships to be good and easy and fun and healthy. And so when we can have the, and that way also sometimes we can cage that person also in that way कि ये तो ऐसे ही है, ये तो ऐसे ही रहेंगे, they will
Exactly,
always be that.
exactly. So I was always fearful to go to Jaipur, and I was always like, when I'll go, Bishop के लिए भी ऐसा ही experience होता है. Always we fight,
Hmm.
it's not good. But this
Hmm.
time I wanted to go for myself कि मेरा burden कम हो जाए ना, बाकी तो दूसरी बात है. And he also said it was very good. I mean, now it doesn't happen that
Hmm.
छोटी छोटी fight हमेशा हो रहे हैं. I'm
Yeah,
not looking forward to go there. It doesn't happen. It's fun even there.
yeah,
I enjoy
exactly.
that time also. I look forward to that time.
Exactly. And that's a new reality that you decided that I enjoy and I look
it's
forward to going to
it's a
Jaipur.
very big thing because that is something that hampers your day. You enjoy the things more that that you are facing day to day, more
Hmm.
than one time things. But more than Euro trip, my salary
Yeah,
obviously has
yeah,
impacted my day to day life. The change in nature of my mother-in-law, the things that they should appreciate and do for me. These are the things that impacts me, day to day.
yeah, yeah,
That Euro
mm,
trip obviously I'll remember for lifetime.
yeah.
And we are planning again. I mean, this year for once more maybe
So
something else,
nice.
but we are planning again. But that is the thing that you enjoy, but your day to day life experience, the
Yeah.
feeling that you have impacts more.
I think that's also such a big thing that you just mentioned because a lot of us hold on to those big things, milestones ki jab ye ho jayega, then my life will be better. Like, we put so much emphasis on those things. Ki once I go to this trip or once I have, I don't know, this degree or once I have this one big change, then my life will be better. And then we hold on to that thing and we keep waiting and we keep being impatient and we keep not enjoying
Exactly.
this moment. And so I think if we focus on how can we, not how can we, just being like, okay, my day-to-day life can be better. And I deserve to have a good day-to-day thing. I don't have to wait. जब होगा होगा, Europe trip will happen whenever it has to happen, or whatever, the marriage to the person that I love, that will happen when it has to happen. But I can still have a good, that is more valuable. In fact, having fun and enjoyment and laughter and in my day-to-day life, that is also
Exactly. You don't need to
valuable.
wait for that thing to be. But earlier that was happening. I was putting so much uh, pressure on even on that Euro trip, कि
Hmm.
बच्चा होने से पहले तो ये करना ही करना है. तो फिर again you assume things. बच्चा
Yeah.
maybe it will happen then also, but again, if I get pregnant, this will not happen. This will not. But that is not even happening. That is not even real. Why I was putting that.
Exactly, exactly. So
So
that
that
is
was also one of the things that I bought that you don't need to do that.
so nice. I love everything that you mentioned, and that's so I think it's so valuable in this moment also today.
To
Like,
me, to me also, I mean, I think that shift is happening. It's not like I have become like that always I'm into that stage. It doesn't happen. It's like when I
yeah,
am saying, I'm also surprised. Okay, yes, it is this way. It is this way.
yeah. You need a shift in perspective. Like, once in a while when we have these conversations, and at least we look back at our own manifestations. That's why it's so nice to talk about our manifestations, to what happened and what
It
and
is important. Yes, of course.
that, oh, I did that and I shifted that thing. So then it brings that faith and brings that belief in possibilities again in this
And again,
present
that
moment.
perspective, because as I'm saying, you're not born with that. You again and again to
Yeah,
remind yourself that
yeah,
till the time you have really engrossed that,
integrated. Yeah,
uh, but then you have to constantly remind yourself. That's
yeah,
what affirmations do. So that's kind of
yeah.
affirmation for me.
Exactly. And again, as you said, like, and I also believe it, like those things that we wanted like last year were so big, but now you are in this phase of your life where another other things are big. Like there are other things that you want to manifest. Like everyone, like we keep growing, we keep having new desires, and it's like an exponential thing. It's not like it's a linear same ही चलता रहेगा. So now that we have manifested things before, or we've learned things, or we've adopted certain mindset, then it becomes a little bit easier, but still we have new things to again, it still brings out those feelings. Okay, do I choose scarcity? Do I choose abundance? Do I choose to believe? Do I choose to trust? Or do I, kind of restrict myself? And then again, it's just like reaffirming that faith. Okay, no, I've done this before. I can do this again, even though this is bigger and this is, something I've never done before. For whatever might happen in life, if you want to expand in some other way, it's for anyone. Like, I mean, for myself also, and anyone who's watching also. So it's nice to look back that I've done that, and I can do it again, and you keep growing. So it's never like, yeah, so now I've achieved nirvana. Now I know everything. Now I'm the happiest and the abundant, most everything person. It's just an always journey of growing and having fun every day. So yeah,
One more thing that happened then was one of the major things was, as you were saying, you put so much pressure on one thing कि ये चीज मिलेगी तो ही happiness मिलेगी. तब आप
hmm.
अपनी आपको पता भी नहीं आपको वो सच में चाहिए कि नहीं चाहिए, and you don't
Yeah,
want to restrict your life कि इस चीज से ही happiness मिलेगी.
yeah,
So that is what happened कि आप और areas में देखो जो work कर रहे हैं, that are already
exactly,
working for you. Don't just see कि ये नहीं work कर रहा तो happiness ही नहीं. So that is
exactly.
also one of the things that I was
Yeah.
doing with Euro, to putting the targets कि ये pregnancy से पहले होगा तो ही मैं खुश होंगी. So that is like,
Hmm.
you know just sticking it to such a less thing. Maybe it won't happen for good. Even then you are not
Yeah.
happy.
Yeah. Exactly. And even if it happens and it's not it's satisfying, like what if someone had a bad experience and all that? And then like what's the point of it? Like, you holding on to something like that, because life will still continue after that big thing. You will still have desire. So if you're happy, 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 and that nice fun thing happens, and then you can continue being happy. But if you're like, oh, so stressed and so like, oh, this big thing has to happen, then like I feel like, again after it's over, then again you'll be like, having that empty feeling, vacant feeling. Okay, now
Now
that's
what's
over.
the
Now
point?
what? Yeah, what was the point? So I think that a lot of people do, that we have this narrow vision kind of just focused on that one thing कि ये नहीं हो रहा है, and once this happens, then my life will have meaning, then I will be worthy, then I will be this.
Exactly. That's it.
Something that you also said, that not wanting external validation, that like in terms of money and at work also, that you decide yourself that I'm worthy enough, and then that kind of it takes root in every part of your life. Then you don't have to wait for that one thing that gives you the worthiness, that gives you the validation. You just kind of incorporate in your life कि I am worthy already.
Yeah, yeah. After that, I also told you ना कि swimming के बाद भी मुझे ऐसा लगता है मुझे ये भी करना है मुझे वो भी करना है. Then you ask yourself why you want that and do you
Yeah.
really want that? And after that, I don't think so I've chose any other activity apart from swimming. I'm sticking to swimming and I'm enjoying it.
I remember this was actual conversation that we had where you're like, Acha, I have to do swimming also, I have to do a couple of other things also, you said. And I was like, wait a second, but if you had the money, what
Hmm.
would you really want to do? Like you
Hmm.
actually would want to do everything. Like when you feel like you don't have time, then you think of hundreds of things that you want to do. But when
Exactly.
you have the time, you actually don't want to do everything. You want to value your time and do one thing. And when you have a lot of money, then you will still just value the one thing that you want to buy that feels good to you, not like just buy everything just because you have
Everything.
money. Yeah. So
So
that
that's what
that
is happening.
that gets aggravated when you don't have something, when you are in that scarcity, then you
Hmm.
feel like hey, ye bichi, oh, and you feel you suffer kind of, "Ki, I can't have this also, I can't have that also because I don't have
Hmm.
money,
Hmm.
you
Hmm.
know
So that was that's what
yeah,
was happening. yeah,
Yeah.
what was happening, I was in scarcity mindset. I was sticking to the client that was paying more. I was taking more classes, so my time was going, and then I was feeling
Hmm.
कि time होता तो मैं ये भी कर लेती, वो कर लेती, वो कर लेती. Now what has happened? Now I trust the process, so now I'm only sticking to the client that pays according to me. So I
Hmm.
have more free time, and I enjoy that time. I'm only choosing the thing that I want to.
So nice. I really feel that is like living abundantly, like, appreciating yourself, valuing your time, valuing your happiness and your worthiness. And then just things, of course, match it. Then people match it, money matches it, then your lifestyle matches it. And all your closest relationship also match it. That's amazing. That's the
Huh,
best
that's
part.
happening. The closest relationships are also matching. Yeah,
Yeah, that's the best part.
that is
Okay. I think I've just gotten such a nice, like, so many nice insights for myself also, and
same
such
for me. Same for
such
me, man. Just reliving that's kind of a session to me. This kind of
exactly, exactly. It feels like that, like wow. And but it's really nice to look back at it, like, ki acha, and just the vibration. Like I feel like you have a whole different energy right
I mean,
now.
in 1 year, so many things happen, I mean, which I cannot imagine. So many things.
I think that's one thing that I like to remind myself also again and again, that in 1 year so many things can happen. When we think of our desires,
Yeah,
लगता बहुत दूर है, but in 1 year so many things can happen.
I
Like
mean, for you also, I'm sure you share some of your manifestations, man, like what
yeah,
happened, what all happened
yeah.
to you.
Like that's what I was discussing with my husband. Like last year, again, this time we had a court wedding, and just a few months ago, I was thinking about it in February or so. Like everything was such a big question mark and big, big, big things. Like okay, where will he get a job? And how will we get married? And these documents and that documents and those things were like really, really big. Like you were saying, you had also big things, na? And I'm living here now, living like I'm just enjoying my day-to-day life, being
You're
married,
living
and
in Bangalore.
we live in Bangalore and setting up a house and putting these things and putting that thing and just it feels so nice and it's crazy that 1 year ago it was all vague and unsure and everything. But the same thing, the trust, I have a desire. Why do I have a desire? It's not about this one thing. Like earlier we were also thinking maybe Delhi, Gurgaon, and then I let go of it. Like it's not, it wasn't about Delhi or Gurgaon. It's just about which city that I think we will enjoy being in, and it's about us being together. Like coming back to the essence of it. Why do I want this? Like I think that's always a really good question to being very honest with yourself. Why do I want it and letting
Exactly,
go of
being honest with.
yeah, yeah. Not being ki, acha, this sounds good or this looks good or
Hmm.
externally kind of a thing. But honestly, why do I want this? And that I think universe always gives you that what you really want. And then sometimes you don't know as well also. Like you think
Yes,
this would make me feel really, really good. That's why I want it. That's why I'm so holding on to this. Then when you get honest and sincere with yourself, then the universe gives you even in much more beautiful ways what you wanted to
hmm.
feel.
हाँ, magical है. मतलब
Magical.
this वही मतलब it is so much. I cannot imagine. ये मैं अभी ही बोल रही हूँ. Now I'm living this. Actually अभी तक मैंने उसको appreciate भी नहीं किया था. मतलब the day has come when I look forward to go to Jaipur, and I feel कि mother-in-law मतलब उनके साथ रह के काम कम हो जाए.
Yeah. That's so nice. Because I remember not just a session, but we generally had conversations before also, you and I. So that also like a crazy big shift also. But that is only a shift inside yourself. That's the big
Yeah,
thing.
yeah,
That was
that is.
all inside us, what we were kind of projecting and what we were kind of manifesting from others. There was only like within ourselves all the shifts that had to happen.
Respecting that person that it can be just this way.
Yeah, it just can be easy. Life is easy. Life can be so easy.
It is easy. It is fun. It is easy. I mean, magic
Yeah,
can happen. You just put the desire. You need to put the desire. You don't need to restrict that this cannot happen. For
yeah.
example, Rishabh also, I was like, it is so uncool for him to plan things. I am pressurizing him in my head without saying him, without saying, can be like this.
Yeah.
And it is uncool how he does things. It is.
Um,
And so many
uh,
sweet, sweet things that that were important for me. But then मुझे लगता है कई बार कि मैं क्या बोल देती या खुद से मुझे ये चीजें चाहिए थी, but still they are happening without saying.
Oh, nice. That's even better, no? You don't have to force anything. Like when you feel so understood by the other person, or feel so appreciated that that person did it out of their way. Wow, it's amazing. I think I just want to say thank you, Neha, for
Thank
taking
you.
out that time and just having this conversation with me. Like it just feels like such a nice positive boost in
Exactly.
energy
To
and
me also.
vibration. Like so nice. I'm feeling so happy for both of us. We manifested this, we created
Yes,
this.
yes, yes,
Uh,
yes, yes. I already told you before also, let's do this. You told me let's do this, but today after 1 year exactly what is happening. I think at the right time, when
yeah,
you were at the right time, maybe we needed that perspective again.
yeah. I really feel, I think it was around this time, again, we're celebrating 1 year anniversary of our sessions. Like it's just perfect to look back at that. And I'm so really, it makes my heart so happy to see you smiling and just glowing and so happy and like in this light, fun, amazing energy, enjoying life. And I think that is most valuable for me. So I'm so glad. So thank you for
Same
taking out
here.
time.
Thank you to you also. Keep
So
inspiring people.
of course, this, it makes me so happy. So I'll stop the recording here now.